I'm a little shocked that in a virtual squash, I mean, pretty much a squash match, Brodie Lee won that title, man. He won the TNT title.
Yep. It was
And,
very surprising. I first of all, didn't really know where they were going to go with it. I wasn't following any rumors of any sort. But I was surprised with the ferocity of it and with how fast it ended more than anything else.
right. Now, at the end, didn't I don't know if you remember, like, because my memory sucks, but didn't in Brodie's promo last week say that I want that title, and when I have it, I'll give you back this one?
Yes,
Right?
yes, that
So,
was true. And yep,
okay, so I did remember that right, which shocks the shit out
yes,
of me with my memory. Um, I found it interesting, and I liked it that at the end, I'm kind of jumping a slight ahead. Okay, so it was a big squash. We'll get to the whole melee after. But in the melee, he hits him with a bag, and they go, "What's in the bag? What did he hit him with? I don't know what's in
yep,
that bag." He dumps it out, and it turns out to be the the placeholder belt in pieces. So
yes,
he gave him back his belt. He
perfect.
he kept his promise, and he gave him back his belt. So the fucking so anyway, Cody loses, but we got to make Cody losing like this big thing. So you got to take him out on the stretcher. You know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it could go either way. Listen, I'm kind of like souring Cody a little bit here. It could be Cody like, man, you got to take me out on a stretcher. I got to look like this, or it could be like, take me out on a stretcher. That's gonna make Brodie a monster. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it could be both. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. A little self-serving and a little, helping the next guy. Um, he gives that stupid contrived like sports thumbs up.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, man. There's nobody there. There's nobody there looking for your thumbs up, bro. Like if it was a packed house, it makes sense. But
yeah,
fucking, I don't know. Joey Janelle is not like ready. Joey Janelle is not hyped up that you threw your thumbs up. Um, so I loved it, man. I loved the ending. The attack. They attacked Arn. They attacked Cody. They just beat him up. They just nonstop. The viciousness of Brodie Lee. It looked good. It felt good. It was fucking fun. Everybody's been shitting on the Dark Order. Fuck all of you who shit on the Dark Order. Oh, the Dark Order, Dark Order. Yo, how about shut the fuck up?
yeah. You can't say that now. I
Because that
mean,
shit
it
was
will.
great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell
it.
you. Listen, real quick. I don't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off. Real
No,
quick.
go ahead.
Uno and Grayson have been great since day one, in my opinion. Brodie being added to the mix, I love it. Colt wasn't out there, was he?
You know what? I don't recall if I saw Cole.
Right. I haven't seen Colt in a minute with them. Okay. So I'm curious about that. 10.
Yeah.
10 is a big dude. When he's back from his torn bicep, I can see him doing some things. You're gonna need those jobbers though for Dark Order to put out there to lose. You know what I mean? So it's
Yep.
almost like something you're gonna discuss. All right, you're gonna discuss this. It's almost like that where you need that. So bring it in, man. Bring it in.
So
Tell me what you're thinking.
yeah, and this isn't going to feel as raw as it did when I was telling you about this before the podcast. But this to me, Bill is obviously a bigger fan of AEW than I am, and it's not because I'm a WWE mark. I think the WWE product is shit right now too, and it has been for the last 10 years. This made me a believer in the product, and this was, in my opinion, the best thing I've seen from wrestling in the last 10 years. Easy. It felt dominant. It reminded me a lot of the NWO. And I like that about it. And I think even Bill, you and I were talking about this too. I feel like Taz was kind of hinting that it's a new world. It's a new world. He kept bringing it out there, just leaving out Order. It felt dominant. It really did. You had to become a believer in the Dark Order. I love the way they just took everybody. I love the way they bring out Dustin. He's already all beaten up. They bring out QT Marshall, and he's already beaten up. They didn't bring out Allie. That was interesting. Like I saw, Brandy comes out, Allie doesn't. That was interesting.
That is interesting because it's like you're like, okay, Cody's getting fucking hammered here. Where's everybody at? Guess what? We took
They're
care
all
of them
getting
already.
their ass kicked back. Exactly. I like that. The way they ended that was perfect. That they're just bringing everybody
that
out.
question up. They tied that question up.
Yup.
The only question now is the Young Bucks and Kenny. And
Yes.
Hank. So we'll see. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, but it was great. It was one of those angles where you really take it really seriously. And it reminded me so much of like 96, 97 NWO when they're going out there and they're just tearing shit apart.
Yep,
they're taking it over and you're legitimately sitting there going, holy shit, what is going to happen next? Like I have expected, Brodie just basically say this is no longer AEW. This is now Dark Order on, whatever. And this is our new show. And it really also finally cemented Brodie Lee as a monster. Yeah. When he came out from WWE and he joined the Dark Order, you really wondered what they were going to do with him. Obviously, he does a very good job with what he's doing. He served well as a leader, but they didn't really classify him as much of a monster as they could have. And tonight they did. That night they did.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm almost speechless at the moment as to what I felt this segment. This was fantastic.
I was blown away that, listen, like I said, I heard the rumor that he won the belt. Okay.
Yeah.
I was blown away that he won the belt in the fashion he did.
Me too.
Okay. It was a squash match. I'm shocked at that. And I was shitting on Cody like at the beginning of this, saying like I don't know if it was Cody like I have to go out on the stretcher, but I think the real story. I think honestly, it's bring him out on the stretcher because then it's just going to make this look even better for the Dark Order and Brodie. So I was just being a little shitty to Cody at that moment when I said that.
Yeah.
So I'll walk that back. Although the thumb thing was goofy as fuck.
The thumbing was goofy. It was the only part of the entire segment that was goofy.
Yeah. You want a thumb? Hey, you want a thumb? Click the thumb on this fucking video right now.
There you go.
Give us a like. Go. You want a thumbs up? Give us a like. And share it while you're at it.
My only other point of criticism, really, and again, of course, it's going to be Brandi related, is when Brandi's out protecting Cody, I don't know, right. She really seemed like she was acting. Like it was everything else did not feel like acting. She always feels like she's acting.
Does. Yes.
And but that was such a cool moment where they, Anna Jay's been so, towing the line of if she a member of the Dark Order, is she a member of the Dark Order? She steps right out, chokes her out, just like there you go, perfect. And that again is what I'm talking. Now we can talk about this. That's what pisses me off, that there was nothing. They had this golden opportunity where they could have really built it. She was out there to choke her out sleep because she's with the Dark Order.
Right.
It could have been personal.
Right.
It could have been her and Tay.
Too.
It could have been personal if they tied it in to this tournament. And that's what
women's tournament for the cup.
It was so wasted. It was such a wasted opportunity. The moment was still fantastic, but it was a wasted opportunity to tie it in with storytelling.
Right. And that's where you kind of you mentioned that, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even take that. Is where I didn't want the Nightmare Sisters to win, but it was almost like if they won and they beat Tay and Anna Jay, it almost adds to the story. Anna Jay's like
better yet, if Brandi pinned Anna Jay.
Right. Yeah. There you go. You're getting even deeper, finer detail.
And this is something you and I know very well. It's all about layered storytelling.
Right.
And it's the one thing they really dropped the ball on with this thing. Otherwise, fantastic. There were some folks online who were comparing it to, Brock Lesnar dominating John Cena at SummerSlam in 14. I don't know if you saw that match.
Nope.
Very similar. Brutal, quick match. German suplexes up the wazoo. I got to say, though, Brodie's German suplexes look even more dangerous than Brock's. And I don't know if that's by design. I don't know if it was Cody. I felt like Cody, when he was taking the German suplexes, he looked like he was actually getting dropped on his head. And maybe he wasn't. It looks that way though.
Right.
It's a very vicious maneuver the way they do it together. So it was great. It was honestly the best thing I've seen in 10 years on wrestling. The only thing I could bring up before that, I'm going to say that because I'll take you back to what I felt like was the moment that was It also shocked the hell out of me. Again, I know you weren't watching, but they did on WWE 10 years ago. They had this thing with the Nexus, the NXT guys who came and just tore apart the ring and killed all the announcers and killed everybody ringside and ripped the padding off the mat and everything. And it was just a shocking event 10 years ago this summer, actually. And this reminded me of that. It was just total domination, tearing everything apart. The only thing they could have done to make it even better is that, like if they went to Tony Schiavone and Taz and started beating the shit out of them too and tore apart the announce table, just like that would have been great.
Yeah.
But no, this was serious shit. It took itself seriously.
You're right. I think Schiavone should have bumped right there. I think they should have put Schiavone down. They
should have put him down too. Again, bring that into it where you're tearing apart everything. You don't care. This is your show now. And I got to say, I'm sorry to interrupt. One last thing. This segment, to me, almost made the TNT title more important than the world title.
Yeah.
Brodie gave it that legitimacy. The way they ended this thing, the way he got that title, he says, fuck the old title, this is the new title, have your old title back. It almost made it a more important title than Moxley's title, I got to say, just because of how they played this up.
Damn, son.
I think the way they played this up, because I care more about this story than I do about Moxley's title.
Okay.
I honestly do.
Really?
This is bigger.
MJF and Moff.
This is bigger than that. This is bigger than that. I almost feel like with what they did with Brodie Lee in the Dark Order, you almost could have switched it where instead of Cody, it's Moxley. And Moxley gets fucked up and Brodie takes his title.
Right.
It's almost like, because again, you have those shades of NWO. What made NWO so dominant? Hogan had the fucking belt.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan had the big gold. And he spray painted it. He made that his fucking title. And he took over that show. That's something that you do more with a world title, I guess, than what I guess I consider the TNT title to be almost like the Intercontinental belt, if you want to have a kind of of some kind of a comparison.
Right.
But it elevated this title to feeling like the top title just by this segment alone.
Okay.
That's how I felt about it. Just super impressed. It sold it for me. It was the most exciting thing I've seen on AEW since its inception. That's all I got to say.
So we got a couple from Kenny. He says best finish of the pandemic era. I totally agree with that. He says I'll take back my golden shovel comment earlier as well about Cody.
Yep.
He said that when I was saying how I think it might have been more so to bump Brodie Lee as the monster more. And then finally he said every title MJF is contending for is the best title. So he disagrees with you.
No, fair enough. And again, you know what? On paper, he's right. On paper, it's Moxley and MJF. It makes sense that they're going for the big title. Totally understand it. I'm just thinking that with how they played this angle, this was a show-changing angle. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
This was a federation-changing angle, where if they play their cards right, they can turn this into NWO 2.0 and make a big deal out of it.
Could be a couple-year run of good shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got to play it. And that's where I'm sitting here now going, okay, now I want to see what they're going to do next. This is the first time where I legitimately said about anything with the show, okay, now I really want to see what they're going to do next. I am looking forward to, I want to see Dynamite open next week, and I want to see Brodie come out with his entire horde with that title, and he cuts the promo of his career. That's what I want to see.
Woo! You just gave me chills, motherfucker.
That's what I want to see.
Yo, I legit just got chills. Woo!
There you go.
Damn, son, you got me hyped for next week.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, my God.
Because I enjoy it. I get hyped and I enjoy it when I see a good story. And this is a good story.
I got chills, man.
There you go.
I got that wash over me. It just went all up my back and down my arms, bro. I could have shot bolts like fucking Palpatine, bro.
There you go.
Kenny says, looks like we have a big Dark Order fan being born.
And again, I also didn't really care so much about it. I thought, yeah, they're okay. But no, this was great.
I've been a Dark Order follower, man. So I've been there from the beginning, motherfuckers. Go check what I was saying earlier.
You're right. You have been. It's very difficult. You know, how many, you know this better than me. I mean, how many times have they tried to recreate the magic at the NWO over the last fucking 25 years?
Yeah.
Everybody tries to recreate it. This is the closest I think you're going to come where they recreate that kind of magic.
Wow.
And you didn't need a shocking heel turn for it. You know, with NWO, you know, Hall and Nash.
And you almost said Nolan Hash.
Nolan Hash.
You tried to correct yourself. You tried to correct yourself.
Nolan Hash. You know what, man? I mean, that was perfect storytelling. They almost didn't really even need Hogan, but when Hogan did the heel turn, that made that was legit. Like, that just started that magic. You didn't even need a shocking heel turn for this to work. You simply had to turn a heel into a monster heel.
Right. Hogan was like the biggest babyface for a decade.
Exactly.
And then he comes out and just turns heel. I mean, when you talk, you know, I hate Hogan, but the biggest babyface of a decade ever, you know, no question, nobody was closer than that guy to being that, you know, eat your vitamins, say your prayers bullshit than him, and that was it.
Yeah. You say what you want about him. He played the role well. It was the best heel turn in the history of the business. It will always be the best heel turn, I think, in the history of the business. People are like, oh, what happens if John Cena never turns heel? It doesn't matter. Nothing will ever beat that.
No, beat that.
That was just unbelievable.